All you need is 5 simple ingredients for this juicy and flavorful barbecue pulled pork made in half the time. Perfect for lunch or dinner, so stick around. Aloha Maika'i, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen where I like to share all my favorite island and Hawaiian style recipes. And today we'll be making Instant Pot BBQ pulled pork. All you need is 5 simple ingredients. And I'd like to mahalo Foodland Hawaii for sponsoring this video. As always, thoughts and opinion are my own. So let's gather those ingredients. First, you'll need pork butt, chicken broth, Maika'i organic everyday barbecue sauce, hamburger buns, and coleslaw. But today they didn't have regular coleslaw, so we'll just use this one. Now that we got all of our ingredients, we'll get started. So we'll start with the pork butt first. It comes in a big piece like this. It is boneless. You can buy the bone-in one. It's a little more effort to kind of cut it up. And all we're gonna do is cube that up into big chunks. It'll cook down a little bit faster like that. And while we're cubing this up, we're gonna set the Instant Pot to saute so that it can start heating up. Then all we'll do is cut this into big chunks. Make sure you have a sharp knife for this. We're gonna shred it, so it doesn't need to be cut nicely or anything like that. We try to get even sizes if possible, but if not, it's okay. If you don't like the fat cap, you totally can take that off. That's some extra flavor, so I tend to leave it. So big chunks like this is totally fine because we're just gonna toss all of that in. We'll probably brown up half at a time so that all of it can touch the bottom of the pot and get browned over. These ones are a little big. We'll cut this one a little bit smaller. So now that the Instant Pot has heated up, we'll add the cooking oil of our choice, totally up to you, and that's kind of just to get the bottom. And then we'll add half of the pork in just to kind of get it to start browning up. I have a 6-quart Instant Pot. If you have a bigger one, that'll be fine. I think the 3-quart probably would fit as well. And if it starts to stick, you can kind of just toss it around in the oil. You can add a little bit more oil if we need to. Really, it's just to prevent the pork from sticking, which you can see it's kind of doing, but don't worry. And it doesn't need to be fully crisp through or anything like that because we're gonna cook it in the Instant Pot. We're just gonna let that brown up for a little. You don't wanna crowd the bottom, so that'll work just fine. We're just really trying to sear the outside a little bit to lock in that flavor when it cooks down. So it doesn't need to be super crispy on the outside because we're gonna shred it up anyway. And we'll flip them over. We want to try and get all the sides. And see how this one's kind of stuck? Don't worry about it. Those bits on the bottom add in some good extra flavor. And then once that has done browning, we can take that out and do the next batch, and we'll come right back. If you have the 8-quart, you may be able to fit it all in one batch. The 3-quart, you might need to spread it out more even than the 2 batches that we did here. And also, don't forget salt and pepper, which probably you'd want to do before you brown it, but hey, we're all human. Sometimes we forget, like I forgot. We'll go ahead and add it. So once this is finished browning, we'll add the first batch back in, and then we'll add some salt and pepper. All right, now that all the pork is into the pot, we'll go ahead and add some salt. I always start with less. You can always add more later. And then some pepper, and we'll just toss that. All right, when you're cooking with the Instant Pot, you'll want to make sure that you have at least a cup of liquid. So what I like to use is chicken broth. So I'll go ahead and add that to the pot. And then we'll kind of stir it up a little. Those brown bits on the bottom, that's some extra flavor. So we'll want to get that in there. So leave it on saute, it'll still heat up as we're going through. And then we're gonna add the Maika'i organic everyday barbecue sauce. You can find this at your local Foodland next to the rest of the barbecue sauces. And they have different flavors if you wanna try one of the other different flavors. And then we'll just pour that for the top. And you kind of push the meat down so it's underneath the sauce. You don't really need to stir it up too much. You can if you want. And then we'll go ahead and cook it. So we'll cover it and make sure you set it to sealing. You want to hit keep warm or cancel. That'll stop the saute. Then you wanna click manual and you'll cook it on high pressure for 50 minutes, 50. And then you'll allow it natural pressure release for 10 minutes and then you can open it and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like then. So after the 10 minutes of natural pressure release, you'll go ahead and let out the steam, and once that's done, it'll look like this. Then we're gonna go ahead and take 2 forks and we're just gonna shred the pork. If you have one of those shredder things, they look like a bear claw, that'll work too. But I don't, so 2 forks it is. And it's super tender, as you can see, it just falls apart. All you're gonna do. Now it is really thin, the sauce in here, so you could totally top it with more of the barbecue sauce. We'll do that after. See how tender it just falls apart. Perfect pulled pork. And then once you're done shredding it, we can go ahead and get a burger bun, whatever one you want, whatever brand, sesame seeds, no sesame seeds, totally up to you. And then we're gonna take some of that pulled pork and we'll go ahead and put it in here. Because it is a little bit saucy, you can drip off the extra and we can just top it with the thicker sauce. So see how juicy and soft and tender, and it smells like perfect barbecue. And you don't want to skimp on it, so go ahead. Got a lot. Are you more of a more bun or more filling type of person? Some people tend to like more bun, some people like more filling. I don't know. I think I'm an even, if that's an option. And then you can top it with a little more of that barbecue sauce because it is a little bit thicker. Once it's mixed in there, it kind of thins out. So you can top it with a little more of the barbecue sauce. A little, a lot, totally up to you. And then of course you can't do it without some coleslaw. And that's how you make barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. Let's try it. Enjoy! So good. If you like this video, I'd love it if you'd hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel by hitting that red subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be updated every time I post a new video. And until next time, ahui ho!